Hey, this is Rain of Love coming to you from where? Detroit. I'm really ready to get out of here. Where's my passport? Please like, share, and subscribe. And this is a continuation of having a crackhead father. And I just wanted to share today. I hadn't did my series in a minute and kind of have forgot about it and forgot the reason why I started doing this story was to help people and just really help children who are stuck in a prison and everybody's forcing you to be there and they don't know how traumatic and all the things that you're going through, they don't know. So they keep pushing you back into hell. So today I was going to get my car serviced because I'll be driving to California soon to model and act and try to get my career going, change the scenery, you know? So I'm leaving the shop and I see a little boy running out the house with no shoes on, barefooted. And you know, it just gave me flashbacks of when I was a little kid. And so I couldn't leave the little boy. So I called the police because when I yelled to the little boy, I really wanted him to get in my car. He wouldn't, but he said call the police for me. So I called the police and I waited and it took a minute and it's so cold in Detroit right now that it really had me nervous about it, you know? So when the police got there, the family was so violent and there was a ton of like rough looking guys coming out the door that I felt that I probably shouldn't intervene or say anything or even let them know that I was the one that called the police because it may be dangerous for me. So I'm going to pray for that little boy that hopefully they took him away from that home and they put him somewhere good, you know, because the thing that a lot of people don't realize a lot of times is that adults put faith in other adults. Just because somebody is your parent, it doesn't mean that they are psychologically able to take care of you. It doesn't mean that they didn't get broken in the process before you were born, you know? So, you know, I think that was my story, was that my parents were really good at hiding their sickness and they were able to hold themselves together in front of people sometimes. And even when they didn't hold themselves together, people seemed to not pay attention to the reality of what they were. Like, they just crazy. Like, they would say that, but they really was crazy. Or they would say, oh, that's just your dad. You know, he liked to fight sometime. It's all right. You're like, no, he is scary. He hurt my mom so much, you know? So I'm trying to think of a story that when I was younger that I would like to share. Because I know I was saying that I was going to start talking about when I got into high school. And high school was exciting but very sad for me because I didn't really want to participate in a lot of things at school because there was so much stuff going on at home and I was a very quiet and timid young lady, so a lot of times I just was scared to even ask for things that I needed from my parents, and it's still like that to this day. It's hard for me to ask for things that I need, and I tend to get with guys that don't appreciate me. And they'll be like, oh, you don't care about money. You don't care. Yes, I do. But just because I didn't ask you, now I'm breaking up with you because you didn't spoil me. You didn't do things for me. And I shouldn't have to nag you for it, you know? So I think that kind of broke me from being able to ask for things, you know, with my mother being so aggressively violent towards me with her speech and cussing, calling me out my name. And I was a quiet little girl. I didn't even do anything but sit there. So it was just really crazy that she would say such vulgar and mean things to me. And I think back to an incident that happened that may have caused some of the animosity I think that my mother had for me. My father, he used to beat her all the time, okay? I mean, that was even before anything. My first memories was him beating her in the car on the way places when I was a baby. and everything. So when I was, this was actually the 8th grade, I was friends with some kids. Actually, everybody who wanted to be friends with me, I really didn't like kids, didn't really want to hang around them. And so everybody wanted to be friends with me. And it was probably because I was so independent. My parents worked all day. Either they were gone or they was at home fighting or drugging or having sex, you know? So I went to school when I wanted to from, what, 5th grade on up when they took me out of private school. So I lived right across the street from the school. It was easy to come home, get lunch stuff. So some kids found out when I got in the 8th grade that I was skipping school. I had made it through all those years of coming home, hiding under the bed, when my father come home from driving the cab, because by that time he had lost his job or quit. I don't know which one, from Ford and Chrysler. He had worked at both of them. So he drove cabs most of my childhood life. So he would give me a lot of money, and you know, I was the chick at school. So on that particular day, when I decided not to go to school, I think I told somebody, and it got around school. So when I got home, now I was a virgin. I didn't skip school to be bad. I skipped school to eat and lay in the bed and watch TV, which was pretty sad. And so that was my focus, to be lazy. And so I would be so tired from them fighting all night and stressing. It was just nice to lay back. And I'm a little kid feeling like I need some time to myself because it was so much stress when my parents got home. So, you know, I'm just saying, kids, little kids can get stressed out too. So that's basically why I was skipping school, to get some peace and quiet and some tranquility. and not to be bossed around every second, because my mother, her mind, she wouldn't let me sit down. Like, she didn't like to see me rest. I had to be cleaning, doing something stupid for her, like giving her something that's on the dresser right next to her. As soon as I get back downstairs, she calling me for something stupid again. Just back and forth, just dumb stuff. Dumb. Okay, not teach me how to cook. She really didn't teach me how to clean. She just said clean. Didn't give me the right utensils. It was like she was just mean to me for no reason. While she, in the outside world, wanted me to look like this perfect little baby doll. But at home, no, it was not like that. I was in my pajamas all the time. So when these kids had came over and they were on the porch, I was in a dilemma because I was kind of shy. Even though all the kids like me, I really wasn't like that aggressive yet. I was aggressive, but not totally yet on certain things, you know. Like, I was selling candy, running teachers, doing what I wanted to do. But at the same time, I was still a kid, so I would convert back and forth, you know. So I ended up letting them in the house because they were like the coolest kids in school. Yeah. And I really didn't want to make them mad, even though I didn't really care about them because they was coming to hang with me. So we were all upstairs. They had brought some little boy for me. And I'm like, no, don't touch me. Ew. No. Ugh. I was a virgin for a while, okay? Now you see I'm kind of hot and sexy. Still a virgin somehow in a way. Think it regrew or something. But anyway, another story. But, so they came in the house, and the one girl, Makiba, who was very gorgeous, like a supermodel, and this guy that was super cute. Like, these were all like the hottest kids in school. They were so beautiful, you know. So, you know, I always been really pretty with curly hair and big eyes and stuff, big boobs, whatever. So, you know, it seemed like all the pretty kids always liked to hang with me. So they were at the house, and everybody's trying to get me to go in the basement with them because they wanted to play a smooching game or something. I'm like, nope, I'm good. I actually went outside and sat on the porch like a dummy because I was kind of scared. Like, what was they doing? I didn't know. I wasn't grown like that. It was too much for me. I was really shy. My mom kept me in the house a lot. I didn't really get to go to a lot of parties, stuff like that. I went to church with my best friend down the street. She would let me go to church on Sunday with them and hang out with my best friend a few hours and stuff. I get to spend the night on Saturday night for church. That was like about my routine as a kid, you know? So, they went in the basement and they had sex. I didn't realize they had sex. And so happened my uncle had just been at our house too, because we had went out of town, I think for a funeral or something. And so my dad was downstairs. That's his spot. He found a rubber. Like, okay, the kids was gone. It was like the next day. My dad used to clean up the basement just for something to do. He moved one thing from one side and then moved the other thing from the other thing side. And he would get mad at me because I wouldn't want to help him do busy work in the basement, you know? He's like, oh my God, I don't want to do busy work, you know? So he was down there doing that and he found the rubber. And first they asked me, like responsible parents, and I was very scared. And I just was seeing all the violence and the things that they would do towards each other. Because for some reason they didn't really hit me. I was just always on punishment and stuff. And like my mom would verbally abuse me, but my dad didn't. You know, he was trying to be sweet to me all the time. So it was like a weird thing of being in a house with so much violence, but the angels has always kept people from touching me. It's kind of weird, even when I was a little kid, right? Nobody liked to hurt me, you know. So um, even though they would yell and stuff, they wouldn't hit me, and I couldn't go outside much. So they were upstairs, and they was really arguing over it. And deep down, they knew that the rubber wasn't mine, but I should have told them that I let some kids in the house and that they had sex in the basement and I didn't know. Um, so my dad ended up beating my mother for like 2 days straight over that. That was the only time I ever like felt really, really bad because I knew that I had something to do with that. Most of the time when they fight, I'm just scared because, you know, I didn't know if he was going to kill her or not. And I just felt like he might kill me or something too if he knew, you know, that I let the kids in the basement, and I just held it in. So that's like the only thing that I did as a child that I felt bad about. I actually have never done anything. Oh yeah, when I was 6, me and my best friend, we stole some toys from this little store. But those are the only 2 stories I got that I felt that I was bad at. I mean, when I was forging my report cards, I still felt like that was just keeping stress off me because I was scared of my parents, you know? Like, it was just crazy. Like, everything was done out of fear, you know? And so I felt so bad. I was carrying my mother's screen for days and days, and it was like, oh. My dad finally found something concrete because he used to make up things to beat her up, you know, candy wrappers and stuff like that. So, you know, my mother brought it up for a while, you know, so her anger for me just got worse and worse and worse. She already was like, I think, jealous that my father loved me so much to where he couldn't hurt me even when he was sick. You know, I think it was a jealousy thing. And so my mother, to this day, she didn't really like to do things for me. You know, it was more out of if she really felt like she got her arm twisted or something, you know. I ran away from home and I wanted to start nursing school, and I was underage, and all she had to do was say that I didn't live at her house anymore, but she wouldn't. She wouldn't sign the papers for me to start school. She didn't even care what I was doing, even though she knew I ran away from home because at that time my dad was beating her like every other day, you know? So it's just sad that you could be around so much violence and nobody ever know it because of, you know, your parents able to shield their crazy, and they don't know that you're living around people that they laugh for 1 minute and kissing and stuff, and the music playing, you know, food on the stove, the house feel like the best house ever. I mean, just love. Just walked in my bedroom and did like, hey, Poom Poom. I'm like, hey, Daddy. And we over there dancing or whatever, having a good time. And I go in my room and I sneak on the phone. And then next thing I know, I hear banging and slamming and glasses breaking and they fighting. I don't even know what triggered it. Now you beating her up all night. It's like, I know beer was a big factor, you know. By the time you get a certain amount of beers in them, anything could contribute, you know, could trigger that when it came to Mom for some reason. He was like a bull, and Mom was the color red whenever he got too drunk, you know. So when I would see him get really drunk again, I said there's some other stories. I be trying to get out the house, see if I could spend the night out, anything I could do, because who want to be around the ultimate violence, you know? So I want to keep telling these stories, but I feel like it's kind of scattered. And that story was my fault while mom got beat up, and I really felt bad about it. But I mean, she had been getting beat for like 12 years before that, so you know, that's a lesson to know that if somebody think you're used to something, I mean, why would they come to your rescue or think it's a big deal if they don't say anything, It kind of reminds me of the word nigga that black people use, and then they had the nerves to get mad when other people use it, and then the ancestors crying because they like, dang, we went through so much with that word, and now you guys use it and laugh and talk and giggle, and it's like, dang it, how you get mad at the white man for using it when you keep disrespecting yourself every day, all the time, So I mean, that's how it works. So we got to respect ourselves before we can respect others. And that's just like me. I'm on here dressed sexy, I feel the pressure of the world that's full of sex now. So I'm like the sexy church lady, because if I don't get the energy or the guys that I want, because I do like young, athletic, spiritual type guys, who like to travel and do great things and look good, smell good, eat at the best places, So it's like I have to look a certain way to attract those type of men, I feel. And you can comment if you think that's the wrong thing. Maybe growing up in this environment has put, a lot of broken ideas in my head too, which I will accept that. A lot of learning and growing. This is why we're doing these videos, so that we can share our struggles and our pain and create a world where the road is not so wiggly. It's straight, balanced, and free-flowing and free. Yes! So I want you guys to always know to pay attention to the children around you. And if they're screaming for your help, please listen to them. Get them some help. And if you can't have a space for them in your home, then let them go into the system, because like 50% or maybe even 80% of the time, that's a lot better than the environment that they're in. And even with me, I wish I had been put in the system. I think that my child would be alive to this day, because I had to the last 2 years ago, I have been sacrificing my life still for my parents out of guilt, out of that religious spirit that's in me. It kept letting the demons feed off of me and stopping my growth. And they have been provided for through the war, money, and different other things. So even though they were out of balance, they were feeding off of my blessings and living off their own too. And so, that was my mistake of letting the devil drain me. Animals are very intelligent. When they have children, they let them go because they don't want to put their pain, their past things on their children. They want their children to have the best opportunities without attaching to any mistakes that they have made. But, human babies, we stay with our families for long periods of time, which causes us to get their diseases and their birth defects, and we pass them on to our children. So right now we want to stop the curse and the diseases, and I know when I find my king and start my new family that I'm going to work hard to have a balanced, loyal, and traditional family. And I just want to say thank you guys. I hope that y'all appreciate my story. I hope that I stayed in accord with everything, and I hope you learned something. So please like, and again, I promise that I'll get better and better and better. So spread the love and help whoever you can. Give them what? A helping hand. And I said that I was going to start sending love and energy out. I am a chakra practitioner, so I hope that you can feel the love energy that I'm sending to you, and I hope that it's healing your soul, your your mind and balancing your surroundings so that everything will be great, abundant, and free in your world. Have a great day. I love you. The universe loves you. And share your blessings.